All of you that are here this morning, we have a very, very light agenda. I regret you have to come for such a light agenda, but nevertheless, that's part of this process. But we welcome you to our meeting this morning. If you will, please stand, and we'll have our invocation. Then Commissioner Kuykendall will lead us in our pledge. Kind Heavenly Father, we thank you today for all that you've done for us, for the many blessings that we've received as undeserving creatures as we are. We recognize that you know all things that surround us. You know the thoughtful intent of our hearts, souls, and minds. And we trust in a special and wonderful way that you would condescend to our presence, make thyself manifest to us, and help us to look unto thee, who is the author and finisher of our faith. Bless our many and varied communities. Help us to serve you better, to serving one another. Lead us by thine unerring spirit. And again, accept our thanks. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please place the flag. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Be seated, please. Welcome to our meeting. At this particular time, you gentlemen have received your minutes from the last meeting. Is there any changes that need to be made in them as you received? If not, I'll solicit the motion that we approve them as you have received them in written form. Have a motion to hear second. Second. Motion second in discussion. Minutes favorable, let it know saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, state your objection. Thank you. The first item is road department. Mr. Brawl.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'll be brief this morning. I don't really have a lot of new things to update you on. We are still doing a lot of pothole patching, also hauling church. Would like to tell you, I think we've done real good on the property that we bought in Collinsville to excavate church from. We are on part of that property where we used to excavate material from, and we were not real sure, based on the core drilling that we did on it, exactly how much good usable material would be there. But we have moved down there to start excavating, and we've probably already removed more material than what we estimated might be there. And we have moved way out from where we thought there was anything at. We're still in good material, so I think it's going to work out real good for us. I'm confident that we'll probably remove a lot more material there than what we ever suspected that we would. Also, we had a little storm on the lower end of the county last night. We received rain everywhere, but seemed to have received some fairly heavy rain down around Collinsville, and I don't know if it was just strong straight line winds or possibly a microburst or something like that. We had a lot of trees down, and so we're kind of scouting out that part of the county this morning, seeing about road damage. And fire department's cut a lot of trees out of the roads, and we're going to probably have to go around and cut some of those back a little farther and get them a little bit farther off the road. But hopefully we didn't receive a lot of damage from that. And like I said, it seems to be limited mostly to the lower end of the county. But I don't really have anything much else to update you on at this point in time. If you have any questions about what we're doing, I'll answer those.
Thank you, Mr. Brawl. Any questions concerning the maintenance report?
Do have one
go ahead with
personnel item. I'd like to hire James Edmondson back to work temporary in District 1. He had worked for us last year, and he resigned back before Christmas. Said he thought he was ready to quit, and I told him I'd hold that job for him for about 3 months because he'd be back. And he said he wasn't coming back, but he's decided that he's going to. So he's a real good worker, very dependable, and so I'd like to hire him back. He'll start Monday next week.
I believe this is your area, Mr. Wood, is that right?
Yeah, we'll be glad to have him back. I make a motion we approve of hiring Mr. James.
Motion, your second.
Second.
Any discussion concerning the recommendation? If not, as many as favor, let it know saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, state your opinion. That's all personnel.
That's all I have for you.
Go ahead with the auction
I think Matt's gonna do those.
Okay.
Y'all got a packet that's got just a worksheet summary, and then on the back side, it's got the actual results. The total auction price that we had was $2,697,000 on the auction. Of course, you have commissions of 6%. That's $161,000. On the Mack trucks, I think 16 out of those 19 trucks we had through the lease program, and 3 of them we just paid straight. You have the interest of $41,000 on those for a net auction price of $2.4 million. The purchase price of all that equipment, and this equipment includes, a 2006 grader, and those Massey Ferguson vehicles and some other items. Total purchase price on those was $2.8 million, so that's a difference of $389,000 that we paid, a little bit more than what we got. But just on the Mack trucks, if you look at just the Mack trucks, which I don't think you don't have this worksheet, but the total purchase price on the Mack trucks was $2,366,000, and we sold those for $2,539,000. So we actually sold those 19 Mack trucks for $173,000 more than we paid for them. So that's amazing. And then we had commissions of $152,000, and then we have the interest, like you say here, $41,000. So after you pay the interest and auction fees, it cost us $20,700 for each one of those Mack trucks, which is basically owning those for less than $1,300 a year.
Now, what,
$1,300 truck.
for each one, 20,000 total, wasn't it?
20,000 total,
Total,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be 20,000. Yeah, if you take all of that, that's $1,300 for each one is what the cost was. So that's amazing to be able to do that. And that's including the interest and everything. So I've told Tom this several times, and is that I really appreciate what he does to get those trucks in that position to be able to sell for that kind of thing. Because when we first started talking about this, 15, 16 years ago, is that if we could buy those trucks, and if it cost us 10%, at the end, that would be a pretty good deal. And so that's been, and that's not even including the interest or commission fee. So I've just been real thrilled with that program throughout the time we've had it, and I think it was a good auction. But like I said, I think the worst we did on any piece of equipment was a 2006 grader, which cost $181,000, and we sold it for $85,000, but we had it for 10 years. And so the depreciation is basically going to be zero on that piece of equipment. So, and like I said, the tractors, we've had those for 10 years, for more than 11 years on those too. And, we bought those for $54,000 and sold them for $13,000, but again, you've got no real value after that many years. So
That $54,000, that includes the price of the bush hog too. The actual
Correct,
cost
yeah.
of the tractor was only $30-something thousand.
Right. So, anyway, I appreciate everything that Tom does on that, for sure.
Yeah. Several years ago, when we first started this program, after I came on, but of course, we didn't know, how many was the first time? What we
Had
bought?
2.
Got 2 the first time. Now we're up to what, 19? And so it's always been a good program for us, and we appreciate again what Mr. Brown.
Well, like we said before, we were putting the trucks that we had before, we were spending $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 on each one, each year in equipment and repairs and maintenance. It was so anyway, it's been a great program.
Thank you for that information. Anything else along that line that we need to be made aware of? Again, we thank Mr. Brown for your hard work on that, and we appreciate your perseverance in that program.
Thank Mr. Matt for putting this worksheet together. That way I can show the lady on County Road 790 that told me I was a liar, the actual results. Thanks for that.
Well,
work.
Yeah.
She got a sister in one mind.
But she's a nice lady, right?
She's a nice lady.
She got a sister in one mind.
Let's move along. Next item is engineering, Mr. Luther, herbicide war.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Each of you should have a spreadsheet there with our herbicide bids. On March 16th, we opened these bids. These are the same items that we bid typically every year. Again, you can see the results here. Those that are filled in yellow are the low bid for each item. And the last several years, we've been splitting this bid. Typically, we always awarded it to just one, but it works out better, of course, to split it out to the lowest on each one. And then on the far right, those are the prices from last year. So most all of these was, some are up, some are down, not a whole lot of difference between last year's prices. But it would be my recommendation to make the award of these bids based on this spreadsheet.
Thank you, Mr. Luther. Gentlemen, you have the paperwork before you. Any questions concerning the bids on the spreadsheet? If not, do I hear a motion in the honor's request? Hear a second?
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Many in favor, let it know by saying aye. Anyone opposed, state your objection. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Luther. Third item, Sheriff's Office, Personnel, Mr. Evans.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We would like to ask that you hire Austin Peppers as a part-time communications officer. He's going to replace Caitlin East, who we moved full-time last commission meeting.
Any questions? Excuse me, go ahead, Zach. You got more than one?
Just some resignations.
Okay, go ahead, let's just do it.
Okay. Kyle May, he turned in his resignation. His last day will be March 29th. And Seth Bryant, his last day will be April 4th. Both of these are corrections officers.
Any questions concerning the resignation of the other recommendation? If not, do I hear a motion that we honor the request concerning these recommendations?
So moved.
Your second?
Second.
Motion second, in discussion. Many in favor, let me know by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, state your objection. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Next item is 911 board appointment. Ms. Jackson, I believe this is yours.
Yeah, Charles Centers, reappointment is kind of up, and I talked to him this morning, and they would like to be put back on the board, so, and I make a motion that we reappoint Charles Centers and thank him and all the other board members for what they do in the time they serve. It's not a big paying job, and so we appreciate their hearts of service and doing what they do. So with that, I make a recommendation for Charles Centers.
I'll second the motion.
Motion second. Any discussion concerning Mr. Centers' reappointment to the board? If not, then do I hear, with all that will agree with this motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, state your objection. Thank you. As I said, we had a brief agenda this morning. That completes our agenda. Thank you for being here. Do I hear a motion that we adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Without objection, so ordered.